Hello everybody and welcome back to another video. And man, what a direct that was. Genuinely, I do not know what to think of for it. But I am once again here to talk about it. And joining me from last year, I have Kian with me.
Hey guys, I'm back for another video and it's good to be here and I am not ready to hate. And instead of talking about we're going to be discussing the Nintendo Switch Nintendo Direct that just happened a few days ago, the June Nintendo Direct. And my goodness, there's a lot to unpack here. So we're gonna start off with the bad stuff, like the shovelware stuff, and then we'll talk about like the big juicy stuff that got revealed at the direct. So let's start off with the two big massive ones that are gonna be the massive shovelware games. And that is Donkey Kong Country Returns HD and Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Now, my thoughts are quite obvious, but I want to hear what you think about these games.
So for one, I genuinely think that releasing HD ports of their older titles to Switch and retitling them for $60 is really stupid because, well, it kind of makes sense for some games, but when they're genuinely worse than their original counterparts, aka Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, it makes me question why they charge this much for no new content. And I know that the Donkey Kong HD trailer said that they're going to have the levels from the 3DS version, but this game has gotten re-released two more times after the Wii version. Like I said, there was the 3DS version that came out, and now we have a Switch port, which I guarantee you will be $60 when it comes out. And I did say my reaction that I will most likely get it, probably not. I'm not sure yet because my Wii disc is scratched up and doesn't work. But I mean, like, it's still stupid to me how Nintendo is re-releasing the same goddamn Donkey Kong game for literally a decade at this point. And I know Returns is a fantastic game, and it'll be cool to see in HD. But I mean, like, we haven't gotten a new Donkey Kong game in a decade, and this is what we got. Like, it's just kind of underwhelming to me. Like, I feel like they're saving a GT title for the next gen console, but man, is it disappointing to me because it's like I love Donkey Kong Country Returns and I love Tropical Freeze, but I don't want. I don't. I love them, but I also think they should. Both games are $60 on the Switch, and it shouldn't be that price. It's just like, oh, I like to pay $60 for the new funky mode. Oh my god, I can't believe it. This is the best video game of all time. No, as good as Tropical Freeze was, the Switch price for that game is terrible, considering that the Wii version would go down to 20. And it's the same case with Donkey Kong Country Returns. That game also went down to 20 on the Wii. So you're technically getting ripped off on both DKC Returns on the Switch and Tropical Freeze on the Switch. And then meanwhile, Luigi's Mansion 2, guess what? They also made a Nintendo Selects version of that game. Also 20 bucks. So you're getting ripped off with that as well. And not only on top of that, that game runs worse, and which baffles me because how could you make it run worse than the 3DS version? And it's just not good. It's really not good.
Right, exactly. It's like I don't get why we need another port of Donkey Kong Country Returns for the third time. And it's like for the Luigi's Mansion 2 HD, the the game itself is not even good to begin with. It's considered the weakest game in the franchise, and I just don't get why we don't have Luigi's Mansion 1 on the Switch because that Luigi's Mansion remake on the 3DS should have been on the Nintendo Switch this whole time. I don't get why Nintendo's doing that. But yeah, you're right. It's going to be a full on $60. And yeah, these two games are just lazily ported over from the original hardware, whatever it's going to be. Um, but yeah, for the Donkey Kong Country Returns remaster, I think the only thing that's going to be added is that Donkey Kong is going to talk about how much he loves coconut cream pie. But moving on from that, um, let's talk about this other game, which is a pretty much a downgrade from the previous games in the series, which is Nintendo World Championships. Now, this is a game that just got unexpectedly dropped a trailer. So Piero, he teased a Nintendo World Championships game on Twitter, and he said that some kind of trailer would drop in a few days. And well, he was right yet again. And so yeah, the trailer dropped, and just the game, it was basically a downgrade of NES Remix, and it's
Mhm.
like this is basically like the third or fourth time getting a NES Remix. It's like, why do we need this kind of stuff while we have like NSO on the Nintendo Switch, or we could just basically emulate the games to begin with on the Wii U, the Wii, or the 3DS or the DS system. But it's just like, yeah, I don't get that. And it's like you're making the physical version $60 with with the other stuff. I do say that the physical is definitely worth it. um but at the same time, it's just basically NES games just basically lazily poured over. So what do you think about this Nintendo World Championships? Because I do think the physical version is going to sell a lot as a collector's item, but what do you think about this game?
Well, honestly, I mean, I kind of agree with what you said. It's basically just a downgraded NES remix, which I have played. I enjoy NES remix, but what makes that game so fun are the remix challenges. You know, you unlock remixes of certain games when you play. Like you play one specific title, they make you do things like get to the goal pole. Like if you're playing Mario, get to the goal pole, jump on a Goomba, get a mushroom, defeat Bowser, do all these things, and then you unlock a remix version. Now, World Championships does the same thing, except you're not trying to unlock other things. You're just doing it the fastest. Now, I kind of love this concept because it shows that the game supports up to like 8 players. My dad's pretty excited about it, and I do think that it's going to be a fun time if you play with other people. But yeah, like you said, it's just a downgraded NES remix. And considering that NES remix has not gotten a port to the Switch, which is very stupid, by the way, considering it got a free DS port, I think that I
Right.
think that it was not too bad. Like I'm kind of opposite a little bit because I think it's not too bad, but like you're right, it is kind of like not too good. I think the physical edition will be cool. I'm sure there will be some collectors out there reselling it for like $200 in a year from now. This is going to age well. Honestly, the best thing about this game is that it releases on my birthday. So
Yeah, my dad is actually interested in the game, so once the Switch 2 comes out, my dad's just gonna get the game and just probably just most likely the digital version. So he'll basically play on my old Switch and just play it there. So
I will.
now the last bad thing from the bad shovelware stuff in this direct is this is gonna be something that good old Cody on his couch will be playing, and that's the Nintendo Switch Sports basketball update. Oh my
Nice.
goodness. This is something that Nate the Hate predicted on his podcast. And Nate the Hate is actually a very reliable insider and leaker. And I was like, why is he talking about a Nintendo Switch Sports update for this game? And I'm not even excited about this update to begin with because the game is so bad. But what I'm definitely excited about this is that I'm excited to see Professor uh, most likely rage at basketball because Tommy is going to most likely be in the basketball update as like a CPU, and then he's going to rage and yell at Tommy. But we'll definitely see what happens with that. But what do you think about this basketball update? Because I know that Professor and good old Cody on his couch and Billy will be excited about this.
We're smashing TVs with this one anyway. I actually am kind of excited for it because I love resort basketball, but it's kind of like what I was discussing when we were playing Mario Kart earlier. It's not going to be as good because one, it's Nintendo Switch Sports. What do you expect? And two, it doesn't have the same charm and personality as Woohoo Island would be, or the sportsmates not being a maze. But I think genuinely, I think it's going to be a fun time because I mean, we've seen from the trailer they're bringing back 3 point contests, pickup games coming back, and it looks like 3 point contest is doing like a Mario Party style thing online where you're all trying to shoot basketballs into the hoop. That's gonna be chaotic. But
Yeah, I saw that in the trailer and the
it
direct.
reminds
Yeah.
me of that one Mario Party game. I forgot what it was. No, that's Wii Party. My bad. But I don't know how to think about it because like I'm kind of excited, but not because it's Switch Sports. Like I said, the game sucked. It's also really weird that Nintendo randomly decided to update it 2 years after golf. Like, like why would you do that? Like, it's so weird, but also I feel like they have this update done after golf, and they just needed to find a perfect time to release it, like they did with Paper Mario.
Right, exactly. And yeah, this was totally unexpected and it's coming out I believe this summer. So I definitely think it's probably going to come out sometime July or August, whatever it comes out. I definitely think Nintendo will do some kind of Twitter drop and say, "Hey, tune in to the next day where we will be dropping this update for the game." And I am just so surprised that the game has sold over 10 million units, which I just find that hilarious. That had nothing to do with the
Yeah,
game.
no, I
Now
know.
let's keep going on. Let's keep going on to the juicy stuff now. So we're moving on to the really very good stuff now. So let's talk about this
Oh
one
boy,
game that uh well, I'm not a fan of this series anyway, but I know that
you're
you,
gonna,
Jack, and Matt are very excited about this
you were
game,
going.
and that is Mario and Luigi Brothership. Now, as I said, I'm not a fan of the Mario RPGs as much. I have played Bowser's Inside Story. That is a really good game. I consider that probably the best Mario RPG by far. I have the DS and the remake. Yeah, the original game is way better than the remake to begin
Yeah.
with. But this was a very unexpected surprise because when after the remake came out for Bowser's Inside Story shortly after, the developers, which are Alpha Dream, went bankrupt, and lots of people were just confused and speculating that it is Nintendo going to make another Mario and Luigi game again, and and then all of a sudden Nintendo released all the RPG remakes with the Super Mario RPG and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. And Nintendo also gave out surveys if people were interested in a new Mario and Luigi game, like they did for the new WarioWare game with WarioWare Get Together. So there was a chance that yeah, this could definitely happen. And what do you know? Mario and Luigi Brothership is real and it's releasing this November. Now, as I said, I'm not really excited about this game, but what do you think about this game? Because I feel like I know what you're gonna say about it.
Well, if you couldn't tell from my mic constantly cutting out during my reaction, I was excited. I do like myself some Mario and Luigi. You're probably gonna kill one of my friends by saying you're not interested into the series, but I'm kind of in the same level here because like I like Mario and Luigi, but I've only played Superstar Saga and Bowser's Inside Story, and I never beat neither of them. I played both the remake and the original Bowser's Inside Story. When I do plan on replaying all the games, not actually, but at least trying to beat one before Brothership comes out, and that's probably gonna be the remake of Superstar Saga. But I was excited about this. Matt was excited about this. I'm sure Jack was too. But one of my friends, Mevins, who you guys know from like the Mario 3D World and Mario Free playthrough, he cried at this. He literally cried at the reaction about that, and I'm just glad that he was really excited. He was definitely the most excited of anyone who I knew. Um, but man, Brothership, I can't believe it's real myself. Because like you said, Alpha Dream went bankrupt. So I was like, is there even gonna be another Mario and Luigi game? Are we gonna get another one? So for the longest time, when people were like, oh, we're gonna get a new Mario and Luigi, I promise. I was like, no, because the developers behind it went bankrupt. But then, in fact, one of my friends is on Instagram said, I want Mario, like, there's gonna only be one thing that this direct will be peak for me, and it was Mario and Luigi, and I was like, I doubt it's gonna happen, but who knows, right? And then it happened. So Thank you, Nintendo, for doubting me. But yeah, it looks really cool. I love that they're using the art style from the box art. That's a really cool touch. The animations look so fluid and cool, and it's like, man, I simply can't believe it exists. Though there's another game on here that we'll get to that I can't believe exists even more. So, but genuinely,
Yeah, but before we move on to the next game, who do you think is developing this Mario and Luigi game?
that's hard to say.
Because I think it's made by Intelligent Systems.
I would think it was either Intelligent Systems or the people that made the Mario RPG remake. I forgot their names, but it wasn't Square Enix. I
Yeah.
think Grayzo or whatever, the people that developed the Luigi's Mansion.
Well, no, Grezzo. Well, Grezzo is making this game, which we'll be talking about soon. But moving on to the next game, which this is gonna be the game where I'll be eating the Funyuns and playing the game at the same time. But this is Super Mario Party Jamboree. Oh my goodness, this is a game that I and you have been asking for a long time, and my goodness, this there's lots of to unpack here. So I believe there are 7 boards in this game. There are 5 new boards and then 2 boards from the past Mario Party games. And there's lots of there's this very cool online mode which is up to 20 players, which is massive. Oh my goodness, this is gonna probably gonna be the best Mario Party out there by far because Nintendo called this the ultimate Mario Party in the trailer and the direct. So,
Mhm.
yeah, this game looks amazing. The roster looks absolutely massive compared to Superstars and compared to Super Mario Party. And yeah, I am so glad that this game is going to have button controls besides the motion controls with the Joy Cons, and I'm glad that I and you could get to play with the Pro controller. So yeah, this is going to be a game that I and you that are going to be playing a lot this holiday season. So yeah, what do you think about Super Mario Party Jamboree?
Well, it seems like I kind of stepped in the wrong note here at first. So when I originally reacted to Jamboree, I was fairly negative because of the criticisms. I was like, why is it motion control based? Because I was like, just seeing the name Super Mario Party was enough to give me PTSD, and also the motion controls. But looking back at the trailer and looking at the fact that you don't have to use motion controls, yeah, it looks really good, and I'm sure it's gonna be really good. I really hope so, because if Jamboree so happens to land on the right foot and on the right direction, I'm sure Mario Party will be back to how it used to be, and I really hope Indie Cube cooked. We'll have to see in October, but man, it's
Yeah.
gonna be real fun. Superstars was fantastic, but my main problem with it was that it lacked DLC. And what's really interesting about Jamboree specifically to me is that it has 2 remade boards for Mario Party 1 and 2, which could have been DLC in Superstars, but they didn't choose to do that for some reason. But anyway, the boards look really cool and awesome. It looks like what we used to know, all these event stuff that happens, these big boards that go around and do crazy things. That's what I like to see. And I'm sure the mini games will be good as well. No matter how bad a Mario Party game is, it will always have good mini games. So I think the mini games will be good. I just genuinely can't believe it also happened either. I mean, I know we get a Mario Party every 3 years or whatever, and I'm
Yeah.
really hoping that this game manages to sell well, like Superstars and Super Mario Party did. I think a lot of people were turned off from the motion controls, including me. But but I have second thoughts since that reaction. I'm pretty excited about it, and I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be a good Mario Party. I can't, which is a hell of a lot more than I can say about this next game. So
Yeah, and I'm glad that this game is taking place on a tropical island because I've always wanted a Mario Party game to take place on a tropical island because my favorite Mario sports series, which is Mario Baseball, takes place on tropical islands. But now let's move on to the next game. I know that you're not excited about this one, but Lewis, if you're watching this, oh my goodness, The Legend of Zelda starring Princess Zelda as the main character is indeed real. The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom got revealed at this direct, and oh my goodness, this game looks absolutely incredible. And I love how this game is in the Link's Awakening remake art style, which is amazing. Um, so yeah, I am so glad that we're finally get to play Princess Zelda. I know that the last time we get to play as her was The Legend of Zelda 1 of Galamon on the Philips
My
CDI.
boy.
But I wonder what's for dinner. But all in seriousness, but yes, this game looks absolutely amazing because it's been such a long time since the last 2D Zelda game, and the last 2D Zelda game was A Link Between Worlds on the 3DS, which was over a decade ago. And I am so glad that we're getting another original 2D Zelda game. And yeah, and the funny thing about this is it comes out 2 days after my birthday, and it comes out the same day as the Astrobot game. So we're gonna see which game actually gets the most sales numbers. But yeah, this game looks really good, and I could definitely see this game making to the Game Awards. Definitely getting to like the best adventure game. Definitely probably getting nominated for the Game of the Year, along with the Mario Party game. I definitely see the Mario Party game definitely getting nominated for best family game. But
Yeah.
yeah, this game looks absolutely amazing. I can't wait to play it. Um, but now let's move on to the last thing. What could be the last announcement of this direct? I wonder.
Wow.
And I was praying that I was probably for the past like few months, I've been constantly making posts on my Instagram account that Metroid Prime 4 will be the last announcement for this Nintendo Direct. And will you know, Takahashi gave out our first look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Oh my goodness. This game looks absolutely unbelievable. Um so yes, this game originally got announced at the E3 2017 Nintendo Direct, and a year later Takahashi announced that the game will be restarting development, and in 2021 they gave us an update. Hey, we're working on the game, and however we have this game for you in the meantime, which was Metroid Dread, my favorite 2D Metroid game of all time. And since then we haven't got any information about the game, and we finally have our first look at Metroid Prime 4 Beyond after 7 years of waiting for a trailer. And yeah, this game looks absolutely incredible. I love how this game is going for the Metroid Prime remastered art style. I'm not sure, but it may be the same, it may not be. Um, but I love how this game is like Halo Infinite because about like a year ago, the Xbox Era podcast played Metroid Prime 4, and they say that Metroid Prime 4 was like Halo Infinite. And it was around the time when Metroid Prime 4 was going through the play testing and the polishing section last year. And yeah, the Xbox Era podcast was absolutely correct about it. And yeah, this game looks absolutely amazing. And this is going to be pretty much the ultimate Metroid Prime game and the ultimate Metroid game by far. And the environments look absolutely incredible. And what do you think about Metroid Prime 4 Beyond? Because I know that I and you are massive Metroid fans.
Well, I'd like to say for the record that well, like I said earlier, I can't believe it's real. It's a real thing. It's something that is not fake. We are not in a dream. It's real. So I genuinely can't believe it myself. After 7 years of waiting for a trailer, and after nearly 18 years of waiting for a new Prime game, we don't count that weird 3DS one. I think personally, I I think personally,
And Other M as well. Other M as well,
yeah, get
too.
out of here with that. Yeah, so basically, Prime 4 is real. It's not a hoax. It's not something. that we've ever seen before, right? So it's crazy to me that it even happened because I mean, every time you've been like, okay, Prime 4 is gonna happen, I'm like, that's not going to happen because like that seemed even more unlikely than Mario and Luigi to me because it's like they announced this game 7 years ago. You'd think that the game would have been done by then, you know, like games like Mario Wonder or whatever were announced months ago and would be done, and would come out months after. So with Prime 4 getting a 7 year gap between the announcement, the teaser, to now finally getting gameplay, it looks so surreal. It and like you said, it looks like Prime remastered in a way. And I think what genuinely really convinced me that this was Prime 4 was just the fact that it looked so good. People were over here saying, oh, Prime 4 looks too crazy to be on the Switch. Shut your ass up. Pikmin 4 is on the Switch, and so is Tears of the Kingdom, so you need to shut your ass up and go play a real man's game instead of playing Mario for the 1000th time because you're... Whatever. Anyway, Prime 4 is real, and yes, it's a thing, and it's coming out next year, probably as a launch title for the Switch 2, and a farewell to the original Nintendo Switch. It's going to be a fantastic game, and I'm sure Retro Studios is very proud of what they've done so far. Hopefully, all these years away,
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like this has to be the best Retro Studios game ever created. And Tanabe did an excellent job of making this game, and I could definitely see Tanabe having a massive redemption arc because he used to make the newer Paper Mario games with the Sticker Star, Color Splash, and Origami King. But I could definitely see him having a massive redemption arc with this. So, yeah, congratulations, Retro Studios and Tanabe. You made this game absolutely amazing.
it's
So yeah, that is
dear
yeah.
God, it's all stickers. Anyway, um, yeah, that was it. I mean, like
Oh yeah, we don't talk about that game.
we don't talk about that game or the other one. So yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, so yeah, that's pretty much it for our discussion. And yeah, I am very excited for the Zelda game, the Mario Party and Prime 4. I know you're also excited for the Metroid Prime 4, the Mario Party and the Mario and Luigi game.
yeah.
But yeah, this was a very good direct, but yeah, there were some shovelware stuff in it to begin with, but
Overall,
yeah.
if I had to give this direct a rating, it would be a good all 8. Some of the stuff like Donkey Kong Country Returns and Luigi's Mansion 2 kind of soured the mood. Uh, I mean, I didn't mind this Nintendo Switch Sports update, but I mean, at some point, you got to deliver more headlines on the World Championships and that. We didn't know much about it. Same with Luigi's Mansion 2, but otherwise, we had some good stuff here, and genuinely, I think it was one of the best directs we've had in years. I know I said that last year, and I'm probably going to be eating my words again next year, but man, June directs,
Oh yeah, next year's gonna get better.
these June directs just keep getting really good. And man, like last year's direct was good, this year's direct was good. Now, I swear to God, if this year's September direct has farm simulators, I'm going to jump out of the window and I'm going to grow a farm in real life and proceed to burn it down because I fucking hate farms simulators. Oh, we love farms in our Nintendo directs. I love the Farm Direct. So hopefully, in a couple of months from now, we don't see a Farm Direct and we get a good
Yeah.
Direct. Who knows? It could be Partner Showcase or the September Direct could be reviewing information on the Switch too. We may never know. And I think it's fair that this Direct was the last Switch focused one. We're probably going to be getting some Switch 2 stuff next time. I'll be surprised if we don't. But man, what a Direct. Like I said,
Well, yeah, they have until March 31st to reveal the console.
like, oh no. And my final words are basically replace Fire Emblem with Starfy. Can you please localize Starfy on everything? Thank you. Anyway, I know it's not gonna happen, but you know, Nintendo could still doubt me. I say things never happened and they happened. So, yeah, guys, Starfy's never gonna happen. Don't worry about it. It's gonna happen in a few months. Don't worry. I'm gonna be proven wrong. I hope so. Nintendo, if you're watching this,